So everybody knows I love playing Smash, right? Well, you may also know, maybe you don't, I don't know who watches my old videos, I don't even watch my old videos, but you also might know that I really like BioWare games, and so, to honor that, our next amiibo here has been named Mass Effect. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on this series, but I feel like I mention it in pretty much every other series that I ever do. That one of my first, real video game related pieces of content that I did was a series, it was on my old YouTube channel, where I rented 10 games from my library, recorded for 2 hours, and created a series called Library Gaming. It was all for Xbox 360 games, and one of the games that I did for that series was Mass Effect 3, because it was the one that the library had at the time. So that was my introduction into Mass Effect, was what some would consider to be the worst of the three in the original trilogy, and this was before Andromeda existed, which, for the record, I do not dislike Andromeda. I don't dislike any of the Mass Effect games. I genuinely enjoy all 4 of them. But it was my introduction to Mass Effect, and really to a lot of BioWare games in general, because that also introduced me to Dragon Age, which Dragon Age 2 is actually one of my favorite video games ever made. So, I owe a lot to that series that I did. I thought I was avoiding the Final Smash there for a second, because it, clipped my head, and then I was fine, and then I wasn't fine anymore. Oh, come on, I'm gonna lose my Final Smash. You gotta get back up here. Okay, fine, I'm just gonna... Okay, well, that was embarrassing. I don't know if anybody, looks at the different translations things. I don't really do it, but sometimes I do it just for fun. That's where you discover some interesting tidbits, like how there's different voice clips for some characters, for say Isabelle, who has a different name in Japanese. So the announcer has another voice clip for Isabelle and a voice clip for what her name is in Japanese.
Isabelle! Shizue!
What I was trying to get to with that was that in German, Dark Samus is Dunkle Samus, which I just think is really fun to say, and I almost named the amiibos that. Another part that made me think Mass Effect as well is that just reminds me of the biotics, particularly Mass Effect 1 biotics, where everybody kind of glowed. They probably did in Mass Effects 2 and 3 as well, but specifically Mass Effect 1, I've probably played that one the most out of all of them. And once again, for the sake of the sake, I'm going to play as regular Samus for the rest of the training, just so it's easier for me to tell who's who. Yeah, Mass Effect's just letting this happen. Oh, that would have been perfect if it had actually, landed just perfectly so. I know this would never actually happen, but if somehow Commander Shepard got added to Smash, I would not be mad. And Great Cave Offensive. I like this map a lot, actually. I think I said that in literally the previous video, because Falco was the one I recorded right before this one, which I'm pretty sure by now should be out, because I planned on doing that one after Mithra. This might be the rare case where this entire set of 8 ends up being released in the proper order, because even though I said I was going to do Pyra's video directly after Mithra's, I didn't end up actually recording Pyra's yet. So it was Mithra, then Falco, then this one, and there's one after this one specifically that I'm going to do. So there'll be something to look forward to. Kind of builds off of some similar themes as this one. Ha! Joke's on you! The neutral jab attacks aren't that good, I don't think. Just considering what I want from this amiibo, what would be something that would really lend itself not only to Samus, but also maybe to Mass Effect. I'm thinking maybe Impact Run, like Shepard's Dash. Maybe I started off with some kind of gun weapon as well, which I think might be fun. That's a very Mass Effect kind of thing. There we go. Got her off screen finally. Took a few tries, but I got that. We got Elvis Monk in this apartment.
5, 4, 3,
Right on time. Brutal. I never really thought much about it, but Samus rolling up into a ball, that's gotta be weird. Like, it's one thing when Sonic rolls up into a ball, but how does Samus do that? I guess in like sci-fi answers kind of dealio, but still. There's a lot more range of motion for Samus attacks than I was, like, remembering. Okay, well that was my mistake. That was a dumb thing to try to do. Somehow, doing these videos, I think I am learning to be a better Smash player. Like, I'm learning how to do combos on my own now. At the beginning of the series, I couldn't have done half of those combos I was doing with Samus. Oh wait, she's level 30 exactly, so now it's time to give her the spirits. Okay, so in terms of leveling her up, let me see. Going by skill, so let me go... Where are the ones where it's an item? That's what I'm thinking I start with. I haven't really been doing any amiibos for these videos who start with items. Here we go, here are items. Okay, battering items up, that's not what I'm looking for. I want her to start with a specific item, which are typically going to be ones that'll take 2 slots, but I think I can work with that. Ah, yes, here we go, Super Scope, that's the one that I want. Give that there. Now, let me go back up here to find the other one that I was thinking of giving her. Ah, I don't have Impact Run. That was my other thing, because you know like how Shepard dashes. What was that other one that I had thought of actually before? It was like fire and explosion attacks? Yeah, fire and explosion attacks. So we could do something with that, because she does use explosion attacks, I suppose. I'll let her pick the gun back up, if she so desires. Okay, she does not so desire. There we go. A nice little counter as Lucina. Always gets the blood pumping. Come on, Mass Effect, you can fight back better than this. Well, I mean, I suppose I asked for that, didn't I? There we go, finally, a good Lucina Final Smash. I don't know why I hold shield when I know for a fact there's nothing I can do. Can I go for 2? Oh my gosh! I did it for 2! That's 2 good Lucina Final Smashes in a row. You'll love to see that. Or at least I do, because I never get to see that. Might be the best Lucina round I've played in a while. And Lucina's one of my mains. So go figure. You know, since we did, like, the characters, like, you could probably get a good idea of my mains, but I do try to switch them up a lot for these videos. But since I did the Falco video going against the characters that I hate the most, maybe I'll go, this one and play the characters that I like the most. Lucina is definitely one of them. You know another character who I've been playing a lot of recently and finding out that I'm actually pretty decent at?
Zelda.
Oh, this is a good spot for Zelda. You can't escape from that. She can't do anything. You are so trapped. What percentage can I get her up to? I think I went into Final Smash mode and then lost Final Smash mode from that, maybe. It doesn't matter because I've gotten past 900%. At what point will you die? Oh, the damage is just... The damage is just there. Ah. That it ended because I put in a wrong input. As I was adjusting how I was holding my controller, but that was pretty nice, not gonna lie. Ah, that was one of the most fun things I've ever done as Zelda. Like, ever since I learned Reflect, it's all been over. There was one... I saved a replay of it. I'll have to find it and play it after the video's done. But there was one replay that I had. It was the first time I ever won an online tournament. And I won it as Zelda because during a sudden death I panicked and hit Reflect instead of the attack button I meant to do. Zelda is way more powerful than I realized. I always thought she was pretty good, but like until I started playing her I never actually realized how good. She became like an instant main after I won that tournament. Okay, who's ready for round 2? Oh my gosh, this actually, I actually might, yes, round 2, round 2, let's go. The match is gonna end before I get to 999 again, but still. And it's pretty dang cool. Oh, I love it. A well-deserved Zelda victory. Well, this main I feel should be fairly obvious, considering how many times I've used them in this video series. And just like that. Just like that again. And just like that again. Oh, you can't stop me now. It's okay, I got this. I got this, I got this, I got this. And just like that. There was like no chance that was gonna work, and yet I made it work. That would have been a good response had it not been Final Smash time. And just like that. And just like that. No. No. Just like that. There we go. That's how you do it. Just like that. Ow. Just like that. No. No, not like that. That's not. No, just not like that, you know. Will this count? Yes. It just counted. Just like that.
Each battle, a chance to grow.
Okay, another main.
Sora!
Okay, she's using the scope, I guess. Ooh, no. Oh, I always forget you can't pass through some of these ledges. Whew, that was close. Almost as close as that was. What? No. Sent me straight down. I honestly couldn't tell if that landed or not. That was more of a leap of faith than it was anything else. Okay, Thunder didn't work in my favor there. Usually Thunder's my favorite of Sora's 3 spells to use. Ooh, this might be another good place for Zelda, actually. Oh, whoops. Well, you win some, you lose some. Just like Dunkle Samus lost some there. I'm off screen, there's no way I was living that. Okay, 43, we still got time for a few more. Let's do another main. The Pyra video will be coming soon, I promise. But like I said before, like I'm gonna bookend this set of 8 with Pyra and Mythra. So Mythra started out this set of 8, Pyra's gonna end it. Somehow that reflected back onto me. I don't know how, but I guess whatever works. And that works. Yeah, if you want to get close to me when Pyra has Final Smash, I mean, that's up to you, but I would not advise it. Right, and... Ooh, got behind me. Thought you could trick me. You kind of did, but not to the extent that you thought you did. Dark Samus is putting up a lot more fight than I initially thought. Come on, not now. I have Final Smash. I was about to despair, but the very end of that hook got her. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Where am I? Oh, there I am. I materialized from the ground. Okay, now you're just teasing me. I should have known that that wasn't going to work. What am I doing? Oh, no, 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 no. Why am I doing this? I'm joking. I'm joking. Give me the Heimlich because I am joking. There we go. The power of teamwork. Okay, another main that might surprise you or might make you hate me. Say what you will, but I do enjoy a good Corrin fight. Here, I'll take this if you don't mind. I'm using this way more than you are. Also, I haven't really addressed this, but it's maybe something I probably should talk about at some time. It's probably well past the point of any sort of relevance. But in my very first, it was actually the trailer for Amiibo Tournament Round 1. I had the Robin Amiibo introduced, and I introduced her with a music track that was the remix of Lost in Thoughts All Alone, which is Corrin's theme, but at that time I genuinely had it confused because I was still relatively new to Fire Emblem as a franchise back then, and I genuinely thought the game where Lucina goes back in time to change fate was the game entitled Fire Emblem Fates, but no, that's Fire Emblem Awakening. The game Fire Emblem Fates is the one where Corrin awakens to the fact that she's a dragon, as well as the fact that she has lived alive her whole life, and all that stuff. So I thought that one would be Awakening, because she's awoken to the facts that her life is a lie. And that's not even all of it, because you can continue this argument outside of any relevance to this, but you can continue that argument that I also thought that Roy, the character who has red hair, blue eyes, and a sword that lights on fire, would be the one from a game called The Blazing Blade. But no, Roy is the character from the game called The Blinding Blade. I've had a couple discussions before. Some of them have been cut from videos, but it's still worth mentioning that I've had several discussions of characters in this game who have both male and female versions. Somehow, every single time, without fail, I always come up with the Fire Emblem ones. I always come up with the Pokemon trainer, and somehow I always forget that there's a male Wii Fit trainer. Like, I even have a name for him. I call him Kyle, but I always forget that he exists. Pretty good freeze frame there, honestly. I know I didn't bring her out right away, but of course, you know, my favorite main.
Easy.
Okay, way off screen. There we go. There's no other way that was gonna work. Ow. At least she's using the freaking gun this time. Alright, and yeah! Okay, did not launch as far as I was hoping. Oh, that's ice. I didn't realize. I don't think Toad can save me from that one. Okay, so just don't try to land on top of her is the thing I'm learning. Because she's just got that ability on lockdown. And let me just grab these real quick. One of them probably fell in the river, didn't it? Oh no, it's right here. Gimme. And that is how you do it. Nope. I mean, was there any doubt? Daisy's my girl. Alright, another main. Who is another main that I can talk to? This is probably going to be the second to last, if not last.
B-Roller.
We saw her earlier, so I think it's time for Daisy to come out of retirement one more time. And just show them how it's done. We've told the lore of Daisy on this channel a couple times. She was created to be the unstoppable force who is not always the most stoppable, but usually when I'm teaming up with her, she's pretty unstoppable. I honestly couldn't tell you if that connected, but apparently it did, so we're gonna say that was good. And there Mass Effect goes again. Ooh. Okay, that was not how I thought that would go, if I'm being perfectly honest. Ooh. Okay, I jumped into that one, admittedly. Was my fault. I'm concentrating a lot, so it's harder to commentate when you're in concentration mode. Whoa, what happened there? I honestly couldn't tell you what actually happened. I was taken aback by that. Nope. I think the other part of the Daisy lore is that Daisy is not actually Daisy. She's a poser who wants to be like Daisy. She's an artificial Daisy. That's the story I'm going with. It might change at some point, because who even cares if I keep consistent? I don't even care if I keep consistent. Daisy certainly doesn't keep consistent, because sometimes she's good and sometimes she's not. Ah, that was gonna be a big punch. That was also a pretty good freeze frame though there at the end, I gotta admit. Sometimes I get some really fun freeze frames. Alright, but she's level 50 now, so of course that means it's time for one more fight against a trained professional.
Zero Suit Samus.
Let's bring Samantha back into the fight. Now Samantha's kind of an interesting one where she's both really good and kind of an anomaly to me, because in certain fights I think she's one of the better ones, but in other fights she's not that great. Like, she was in Amiibo Tournament Round 1, didn't do too hot, but did well enough to return in Amiibo Tournament Round 3, where she did significantly better. And while she didn't progress very far in Round 3, she at least put up a very memorable fight. And her Amiibo ability of Insta Drop is very, very useful. Apparently you can perfect dodge through that lava, which Samantha may have just done. Also, the irony of it being Metroid versus Mass Effect isn't lost on me, as well as the fact that it's Samus versus Dark Samus. I think she was already dead. You didn't need to do that. But still, brutal Samantha. Although, she hasn't really done it the way I would have thought maybe. Oh, well, that's Samantha gone again. Oh no, she's back. Oh, they both made it in there. Quite a few perfect reflects there in a row, huh? Huh. Ooh, very ballsy moving in front of the final smash like that, but she timed it perfectly. Once again, I have not kept track of the scores, so I'm going to be curious to see who actually won this one. It's, like, legitimately, like, I've said they've been evenly matched, but I think this one has been actually one of the most even matched ones I've seen. And we've seen how many of these? This is the 18th one, not counting the 4 that technically don't count for this series with Ice Climber, Simon, Alex, and Little Mac. Okay, dramatic zoom, Mass Effect does in fact win, but I want to know how close that was. Only by 2. Okay. I thought it would be closer than that, if I'm honest, but Samantha did put up a very, very good fight, and I'm proud of both of them. Somehow I never noticed it, but the card for this character, for some reason, it doesn't have the S for Samus, it just says Dark Amos, and her leg is positioned in such a way on the character that part of the M is covered, so it looks like it says Dark Anus. But with that, we have yet another fighter in the books, and one from the Metroid franchise, who in the last video I was mocking that I haven't done anything with yet. But here we have it. Mass Effect has been trained, and honestly, good game. Good games all around, both in the sense that Mass Effect the Amiibo did really well, and I really enjoyed the Mass Effect games, and I'm sure the Metroid games are very well as well. I've only played the first one on the NES. Actually, I have the cartridge for that somewhere. I don't know where it went. Thanks again for joining me, and until next time, just remember...
I should go.
Also, before I forget, here's the online tourney replay that I have, where I won by accidentally hitting the wrong button.
Sudden death, go! Game! Zelda wins!